ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Insight, brought to you by P-Head Productions and Signorama. And while we say it's Signorama right there, we want to give them a shout out and thank Kenny Banks for providing our signage in here. If you need a sign, be it a yard sign or a jumbotron, go see Signorama downtown Tullahoma. This is Insight, and this is a show about things that we think people need to know. Our guest today is our new fire chief, Kenny Pearson. Kenny, welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
Now,
very much.
You were interim fire chief for how long?
For about 2 months.
About 2 months.
Started July 26, and then was promoted to fire chief this past Monday.
It was the last board meeting. I'm like you, I don't remember exactly when it was.
A lot of days going by really quickly.
Yeah, they do, and it's the time of year that they'll be getting faster and faster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What we want to do is we want to take a quick commercial break here and thank some of our sponsors, and then we'll get back and find out a little bit about Kenny Pearson.
All right.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family. Caring. Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Hello, I'm Ray Noyes, and as mayor of Tullahoma, I'm strongly urging all of our citizens to follow the guidelines of CDC in helping control this virus, COVID-19. But I'm especially advising all of us to wear face coverings or masks anytime we're in a social setting where we can't maintain a distance of 6 feet or more. So be kind to your neighbor, wear your mask.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back with Insight, and our guest today is our new fire chief, Kenny Pearson. And Kenny, what I'd like for you to do first is give folks a little insight on who Kenny Pearson is. And I know one thing that's very, very important about you is your dad, the King.
Oh, yes.
Jim
yes, sir.
Pearson, who was a great citizen of this town for a long time. And behind many, many good things that happened, and we all love the King.
Yeah, my father loved Tullahoma.
Yeah,
he was in the service for 20 years, and when he retired, he came back to Tullahoma and started a business. Well, actually, got into a business here in Tullahoma, which was United Pontiac. Before I came to the fire service, I worked with him at the dealership for about 18 years.
Yeah.
Been with the fire department for the past 23 years. Started in October of '98 as a reserve firefighter. Was a reserve firefighter for 3 years. Got hired full-time June of 2001. And ever since, just been continuing working on my career, trying to improve myself. One of the greatest things I've ever got to do was drive the old Dodge.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
My grandfather used to drive that to the fire scenes when he was a dispatcher and a police officer here in Tullahoma.
Your grandfather?
My grandfather, Pogue Pearson.
And he drove that truck?
He drove that truck.
Isn't that something?
The first time getting into it, it was just kind of surreal. You're sitting in there in this vehicle that your grandfather drove.
Oh, yeah.
Years before you did. So I have a lot of feelings towards this community. I have a lot of I really want this community to be a better community and try to keep it safe as much as I possibly can as the chief of this department. We've worked for so many years building our public education programs, working on our smoke alarm programs, trying to continue to educate the community on how to safely take care of their houses and take care of the things that they do on a daily basis,
Right.
so that we can prevent those type of incidents.
Kenny, I know there's a lot, and I'm sure you won't remember every piece of training that you've been through, but through the 23 years,
23.
you know, you've had to have gone through a lot of training and to, like you say, further your career to get yourself to the point to be the police chief.
Fire chief,
excuse me. How often does something like that take place? And you know, just sort of what kind of training is involved?
Well, one of the things we do, we train on a daily basis. Every day we're training on something. We're always trying to make our skills more proficient. It's not every day that we go into a structure fire, but we need to be trained and ready to go into that structure fire.
Right.
So when I first started out as a reserve firefighter, there was just some small training that I could do, which was my basic rookie school. Got through that. As long as we have our basic rookie school within 1 year, we can go in and fight fires.
Right.
But that's just really the beginning of all the training. Once you go through rookie fire school, there's an achievement called Firefighter 1, which is a testing procedure that you have to work and study all these books and read and try to acclimate yourself to, you know, things that are involved in the fire service. And once you take that Firefighter 1 exam, you take a state commission exam and become Firefighter 1. That's only the first step of that, because there is also hazmat awareness, hazmat operations, and then Firefighter 2. Once you get those 4 things out of the way, you become a journeyman firefighter within the state of Tennessee. After that, then you start working on other things that you could start continuing to build your toolbox.
Now, as a quick question, as a journeyman firefighter, does that put you in a position to be a full-time firefighter?
Actually, you can be a full-time firefighter with just the rookie school.
Okay.
The journeyman firefighter, of course, gets you to the level of training they feel like you need to have to be a firefighter within the state of Tennessee, and it is state commissioned and
Right.
working towards that evolution of building your skills, of building your toolbox, and learning more about what you're doing each and every day.
Yeah, I'm sure the 9/11 occurrence changed everything greatly as far as your hazmat stuff and the things that you have to do to not only protect the citizens, but to protect the firefighters.
That did change a lot. I was only on the department for 3 months when that event occurred. Like I said, it was June of 2001, and then September 2001,
Yeah, right.
that incident happened. That changed the fire service quite a bit with the hazmat stuff that we do. Hazmat awareness, hazmat ops that we did was more for over-the-road type stuff,
Right.
railroad type stuff, getting us acclimated to placards and trying to make sure that we understood what was in our rail cars and what was in our trucks, and having the knowledge to be able to look that up and see exactly what we're dealing with, so that we're not putting water on something that doesn't need water.
Right.
And taking care of it in the right ways. When 9/11 happened, that changed a lot about our department. We became part of the District 6 hazmat team, which includes Marshall County, Moore County, Coffee County, Bedford County, Franklin County, I believe, and Murfreesboro used to be in it, but they went ahead and went a different direction. And between Manchester and Tullahoma, we have the District 6 hazmat decontamination unit.
Okay.
So if we have a big, I don't know if you remember back in 2001, after all that happened, how many anthrax scares
yeah.
we had
Yes,
within
yes.
the community. So we had to ramp up our ability to decontaminate people if some type of event happened like that. So Manchester and Tullahoma both have hazmat decontamination units that can be deployed within anywhere in this southeastern portion of Tennessee
Right.
at any time if it's needed.
Right.
We recently went up to Mont Eagle for a hazmat scare where a truck had started spilling part of its product and it burnt through the side of the truck. So we were deployed to that for decontamination just in case anybody got contaminated, so they could go through the decontamination unit
Right.
and be cleaned off and taken care of.
So when one of these big things like that happens, you know, we're not just a Tullahoma Fire Department. We're a regional helper
Yes, sir.
to
We're a
go
regional
out and
helper.
help our friends in other counties. If a big bad situation happens, we're trained and ready to go and help take care of the problem.
That's correct.
So, I mean, that's outstanding. You know, a lot of people look at the fire department and look at the firemen, and they, for years I can remember them saying, well, I wonder what movie they're watching and what they're cooking for lunch today. But they don't think about what you just got through saying. When something horrible and horrific happens, those are the people who go out the door and run toward danger instead of away from it. And I think the 9/11 incident changed our whole nation's perception of our fire departments and our police departments and our MES departments. And all of a sudden, those people become heroes as well.
I think it shed a lot of light on what we do each and every day. But some of the things that people don't see us doing is the day-to-day operations that we continue to try to improve ourselves and be able to combat different things that are happening within our society.
Well, and be prepared when that phone call comes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
have no idea what that phone call is going to be.
We've always got to continue to train and work, and like I said, we do daily training every day on different situations, different things that could happen. We do
Right.
a lot of pre-planning within our department, trying to pre-plan for disasters, pre-plan for fires, pre-plan for railroad incidents, pre-plan for just about any kind of incident we can think of. We try to pre-plan. We also do a lot of joint efforts with other departments within our area to help us to continue to grow and get familiar with each other, so that when we do have some type of incident like that, it becomes seamless. We don't want to have a lot of issues when we do something like that.
And one thing that a lot of people might not think about, because you know, they go out and get in their car every day and crank it up and head to work or head to pick up a kid or whatever. You know, you have a truck, a big truck with a whole lot of moving parts sitting parked in a garage until something happens, and you don't need to get in that and turn the switch on and it doesn't fire. So those vehicles are maintained every day. Something is probably done to those vehicles to make sure that when it's time, there's not a problem with that vehicle.
We take a lot of pride in the apparatus that the community provides us. We take care of them with great care. Every day they are checked off. They are checked for fluids, everything about them. We have a maintenance program that continually keeps them up to date and ready to go, because we need to deploy at any moment. We need to make sure that those, and it's a lot of effort from everybody to continually make sure that everything's cleaned and ready to go. Every piece of equipment on the truck is ready to go.
All right. What we're going to do right now, folks, is take a quick commercial break, and we will be back with our new fire chief, Mr. Kenny Pearson, after these messages.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
Star Physical Therapy has been serving Tullahoma and the surrounding area for 16 years, offering special services, dry needling, vestibular rehab, LSVT big for Parkinson's, workman's comp, sports rehab, and post-op care. All the physical therapists at Star Rehab hold a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. And there's also a certified orthopedic manual therapist. You want to pass the test? Come to the best. That's Star Physical Therapy.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on Inside today with our Fire Chief, Kenny Pearson. And Kenny, what I'd like to ask you right now is, I know you've been there for 23 years and you've seen a lot of things happen. And we were just talking off camera about how this whole area in Middle Tennessee is just exploding with people wanting to be here. I heard a real estate agent when we were looking around to find some place to move our studio. One of the real estate agents said that she has 6 individuals. Her biggest clients live in California, and they're buying everything they can find around
I've noticed
here.
that as well, quite a bit of growth. I've already had emails from people from California wanting to possibly move to our department. Yeah, there's a lot of people moving into this area. With the interstate over at Manchester, the railroad over this side, a lot of possibilities. A lot of people moving to the lake. A lot of growth from different areas of the U.S. that are coming this way.
Well, with all of that going on, and I know as we were talking earlier that you have rules and regulations as a fire department that go beyond your wishes or Tullahoma's wishes. There's state, there's federal, there's a whole lot of regulations that you have to live by. But you probably have just a little bit of manipulation room. Are there any things that you look into the future? And I know this is early to say that and think about, well, I'd like to see this happen, or I'd like to see this happen in this way or that way. I know that our planning commission is dealing with a limited amount of property inside the city limits, and how are we going to take care of housing all of these new people and new businesses that want to be here? And as Ray Noes and I were talking this morning, there's no place to go but up. What are your thoughts on some of those things?
Well, we've been doing the 20-year plan with the city of Tullahoma. I'm really interested in see where they're feeling like the growth's going to be, where our infrastructure that we're going to start building. When we start that infrastructure building stuff, like you said, we do follow a lot of the NFPA guidelines, a lot of the code requirements through IFC, International Building Code and International Fire Code. We've adopted the 2015 International Fire Code, 2015 International Building Code. We follow those rules and regulations to the best of our ability, and try to continue to keep things at a safe level. Sure. NFPA 1710 states that we're supposed to be able to deploy to 90% of our households within 4 minutes on the first arriving unit. Within 8 minutes with any additional arriving units. So having that type of rules and regulations that we're supposed to try to follow the best of our ability with what we have, it'll be interesting to see how that study comes out to where we might need to move or do something bigger or better. Now,
Or closer.
Yeah, or closer. At the present time, we're in ISO Class 2, which is very good for our community and for our insurance rates.
Right.
Which is, it reduces our insurance rates because we are ISO 2. I think there's only, the last time I checked, was only 20-something fire departments within the state of Tennessee that were ISO 2, and there was like 2 or 3 that were ISO 1.
Can you explain real quickly what that means, ISO 2?
ISO 2, it's a insurance rating that tells us how our deployment from our fire stations, how our water source is, how many people we get on the scene within a certain amount of time. They do a lot of different things that they'll get this rating from. And having an ISO 2, the higher the number, the higher your insurance rates are.
Right.
So ISO 1's the best. ISO 2's the second best, and it goes all the way up to ISO 10. And if with ISO 2, your insurance rates are lower because we are an ISO 2.
Right.
And like I said, there's only like 23,
Right.
24 within the state of Tennessee. And there's only like 2 or 3 that are ISO 1s.
Right.
With that said, we're doing a great job. Our community is doing a great job
Right.
of keeping our fire department within that realm and trying to keep that ISO 2 rating. We used to be an ISO 4, and we moved it all the way to a 2. And that's just with a lot of work from us at the fire department. Some of those day-to-day operations that we do, that with the training, having so many hours, you have to have 270 hours, 263 hours of training each year for each fire person that is within the department. There's requirements for drivers, there's requirements for officers.
Sure.
You try to meet all those requirements. Also our water system, having our water system in good shape, having the hydrants that we have also increases that. Having the apparatus that we have to deploy to these scenes. Having our aerial ladder that can also deploy to the scene. We are supposed to have 3,500 gallons of water on the scene on first call, which we do with our 2 frontline apparatus. So these are the type of things that we do day to day that will help us continue to serve this community and try to keep everybody as safe as we possibly can.
Well, it sounds like in this short, it's amazing how quickly 30 minutes goes by.
Yeah, it is.
You've got a pretty good handle on this, and I think the choice was a good choice to put you in the position you're in.
If I didn't have the people that I had before me that pushed me and did the things, and that's some of the things we've been doing, is building future leaders. We lost about 170 years of experience over the last 3 years.
Right.
With Phil Duncan, Tim Stubblefield, Richard Chastain, Steve Riselton, Ricky Prince. All these people have been here for 20 plus years.
Right.
You lose a lot of experience like that. Fortunately, in our department, we've all been trained by these people, and they have pushed us to get to the standards that we are today.
Yes.
And we continue to grow and continue to try to teach the younger ones the same thing.
Right. And one of the things before we run out of time, I want to say is that the face of our fire department in the community is outstanding. The things that the fire department does, setting up the bounce houses at football games, and the plug and the fire pup, and how you interact with the school children and teach young people about fire and about what to do at home. And it's not always a drama where you see our fire department. It's a wonderful thing when the tallest firefighter probably in the world shows up at a grade school, and these little kids are looking at that gentleman, and the soft side, I guess it's the soft side of the fire department in our community, speaks very, very loud and very clear about the goals of our fire department, and we as citizens appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate the citizens within this community they do so much for us as well. So
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure to serve them and continuing to serve them.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short commercial break again and come back and close.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
We'd like to welcome Vanderbilt Hospital to Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For years, people have had great service at Heart Hospital. And many times people make the statement, I need to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care, because Vanderbilt is now in Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For all of your health care needs, top quality, best research, new equipment, look forward to great health care at Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our new fire chief, Chief Kenny Pearson, and 23 years of service on the fire department, and interim chief for a few months, and now the real deal.
It's the real deal.
You are the fire chief of Tullahoma, Tennessee. Congratulations on that. Kenny
Thank
just
you, sir.
told me that you have recently graduated from Trevecca.
Yes, sir.
And you're going for your master's now?
Yes, sir. I decided I was going to do my master's, and I start October 26th. I've already enrolled. I've just got to work on that. It was nice that Trevecca actually had a program that was organizational leadership with a emphasis in critical incident management, which I thought was just right down my alley.
Evidently, right there.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, the king, Mr. Jim Pearson, is smiling. He's proud of you, buddy, as we all are. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
with us. And we look forward to having you back on a regular basis to where we can catch up with what's going on with the Tullahoma Fire Department. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Be safe, be well, and let us know if there's ever anything we can do to help you, because we sure will be there.
Thank you so much.
Kenny Pearson. Folks, we'll see you next time on Insight.
Wow.